So David, sausages.
Sausages, here they are.
What can we do? So these are your pigs.
These are our pigs, and these are pork and apple, these ones. We have, so these are our first kind of like commercial sausages. And we did how many flavours did we do? Pork and apple, plain, Cumberland, pork and leek, and cranberry for Christmas.
Nice.
And I think we have about 1,200 sausages.
Wow. And this is from the three pigs that you have?
Three pigs, yeah.
Three pigs.
3 over big pigs.
Over big pigs, okay. And what breed were the pigs then?
They were like a mix of large black Tamworth and a bit of Duroc. So
nice.
Kind of like, yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's quite interesting. So obviously, one thing obviously we always try and do with you guys is talk about, what this means, what it means to be on this adventure. So obviously if people have 3 pigs, roughly 1,200 sausages.
Yeah, although they were big pigs.
They were big pigs.
Yeah, and that's why we ended up having to, this is all part of the journey, that's why they ended up having to be all sausages, because they were too big to do any joints and other stuff from them, really. But that's our mistake. But it turns out people quite like sausages, so that's kind of positive.
Journey going forwards. Okay, excellent, cool. So should we prep these up? And
we're just going to stick them in the oven.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of an oven sausage as well, rather than a fried sausage. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, really.
Less fats all spitted all over the kitchen and so on and so forth.
Well, that is true. Yeah.
From making sausages wise, is that something you're experimenting with at the moment, or
is there? Yes.
What's your current?
So these were made by the butcher, and they're good. They're not perfect, but they're good. And so the next iteration, we want to take it a bit more in house and do them kind of ourselves, but we've got a few bits that we need to do before we can do that. But at the minute, we can use a butcher. We send them the pork, and they do all the sausages. So it's pretty easy as well.
What's your fat mix? Do you know about that? What your sort of fat mixes are?
So I reckon these are. So you can see they are. There's fat in them. They're not super fatty. I think they are about 80 to 85% pork, and then the rest is like the kind of rusk and the roughage and all the kind of flavouring bits and bobs in them as well. So,
perfect.
Yeah, so they're not super meaty, but they're not really fatty. There we go.
Go on, what's the heat then? What's the special sauce?
Do you reckon?
180?
Yeah.
Cool. So what bread have we got to go with our sausages then, David?
All right, so we have long straw. I think they call it their West Country loaf. It's like the big wholemeal. Yeah, James might correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's wholemeal. Wholemeal sourdough loaf. So it's kind of their kind of like main loaf, I think. And they come at like about that big.
Yeah, nice.
And I think we normally, we have like 2 a week, I'd say.
Oh, ideal. Well, what we'll do as well, we'll literally put a link to Longstraw Bakery and the butchers that are currently making the sausages.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
we'll put those in the description as well. So if you're watching the YouTube version of this, look in the description, you'll see links to those people. And if you're watching it as a reel on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, go and watch the YouTube one because it's over there.
Perfect.
Seems
Sounds
really
good.
Cool.
Right, I'm going to throw these in the toaster.
Cool.
Sausages.
Yeah. This is like one of those other times where smell-o-vision would be like, the way forwards.
Yeah.
Let's just say they smell good and
they smell
like sausages.
Good. Very weird to me. Right, because they're going in bread, I am going to cut them in half anyway.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
Here you go.
Yeah, nice.
So pork and, did we say pork and leek?
Pork
and apple.
I would say this one looks like pork and apple, yeah.
Yeah, pork and apple.
The culmination of all the hard work.
Yeah.
Dog agrees.
Perfect. I'm not sure you're supposed to be in the kitchen. You're supposed to be in the kitchen, Crumb.
That seems fine. Yeah.
This is for our use.
I mean, he's like, where's my sausages? He's like, I've literally looked at those dudes through a fence for ages. Where's my payoff?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think you might have been breakfast if you'd gone in there coming.
You might have, especially at the end.
Yeah. Fight pig versus dog. I think there's only one winner there.
You can't scrimp on the butter, can you?
No, you can't, no. No, definitely not. At least 50% butter to sandwich ratio. What do you think, Carl? What do you think? There's lots of lipping. Or lick. Yeah, it's one of those.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to go that way around.
Rogue.
I don't think that's rogue. I think that's
Well, no, it's following the contours. I like it. There's something blissfully organised about it. What does round 2 for pigs look like?
I think the biggest learning we've taken from it is that we need to work the pigs into our kind of overall system without them maybe causing quite as much kind of damage to the grasslands as they have done, which is fine. You can manage that, and sometimes it's really useful for like reseeding and stuff and in the woodlands. But for them to follow the cows around some of our pasture, we might look at something slightly different, like a kind of a kuni or something like that, which is a bit smaller, and they don't root as much because they've got smaller noses. So yeah, we might look at that, but basically we want them to be following the cows around.
Yeah, nice.
And going to the paddocks after the cows have been in them.
And then obviously going for slightly more pigs, or was this like a good size?
I think it's nice not having pigs over the winter, because you don't have to worry about the ground and poaching and that kind of stuff. And we're quite steep around here, so like erosion is one of our big kind of enemies, wind or rain, but obviously rain during the winter. So yeah, it's nice not having them over the winter. So we're hoping that we can kind of go in partnership with other local farmers, and maybe they rear them and then we take them on and finish them, or I don't know, something like that. It's kind of...
Okay, so obviously part of the goal as well is on the website, so Wood Advent Farm, or I can't remember now, woodadventfarm.co.uk.
Yeah.
Obviously that's something that's in development at the moment for actually buying produce from there as well, and obviously that's something that's being ramped up. So is that the idea that there would be a number of sausages that you can go on, buy, get delivered? Yeah? Yeah,
that's the plan. And although these are all sausages, long term we'd like to have some other pork products, chops and things like that. But yeah, so to try and drive a bit more onto the website and then kind of expand it and, get some of the flour, some of the oats, the beef, the pork, the eggs, if that happens, onto the website so people can kind of see what's available.
And obviously moving away from the piggy and other shaped protein stuff as well, obviously vegetables as well.
Vegetables, and in talking about proteins, nuts as well, like they should be coming online in that, like we've got a few. So I think these are the chestnuts that we harvested this year from our trees. The chestnut trees, just to be seen, doing amazingly well. And then we'll have walnuts and hazelnuts and almonds potentially, depending on how our experiment goes. So and kind of having a bit more of a range on the website for everyone to pick from.
Fantastic. And obviously, moving ahead, this is an adventure that you guys are on, but it's obviously an adventure that you really want to share with everyone as well. So I think a big part of that is if you're watching these, no matter where you are, ask questions. Ask questions, because you guys aren't going to know all the answers, but you're going to have an opinion because you're doing it.
Yeah, I think definitely ask questions, and I think we need to care more about where our food comes from, and increase it. I'm just reading a book at the minute, which is What Your Food Ate, and increasingly about what went into our food before we then ate it. That's as important because it just you are what you eat, and everything drives health and longevity and taste and flavour. So it's so important to know where your food came from and who looked after it, how they looked after it, and why they made the decisions that they made about it.
Superb. Yeah, fantastic. Well, cool. That's the journey of the first lot of pigs so far, to a certain extent, from field to plate. And obviously, we're going to do more when the next lot get here.
We definitely are. I think we've probably sold about half of them already. I think Kate's been going madly selling sausages to everybody. I think we've done probably 500 or 600 sausages already.
Nice.
So we've got a few left, but not loads.
And this is just local as well at the moment, isn't it? As well, this isn't website. This is literally just local, and word of mouth.
And that's kind of with the website. We have mailed a few meat boxes around the country, but I'd much rather sell on the farm gate or locally in Taunton and kind of Minehead and stuff. That's we want to feed our local economy first.
Yeah, and I mean, moving forward as well, I know a
community.
big part of the thing is obviously getting people to the farm to look around. So, you know, I know everyone says this, you see people making content all the time, but a big part of this is do please follow all the social media, do ask comments, do share it with people, because actually this is how you guys end up having a bigger impact by sharing this story and actually explaining how people can get involved and do it.
Yeah, we want to try and farm slightly differently to the kind of conventional in kind of inverted commas, and we're not telling people that this is right. We're just trying to show people what we're doing and allow them the opportunity to come and ask questions about what we're doing, and whether that's farmers, food eaters, you know, everybody. And which is why we're doing things like the event at, you know, the Twixmas event at Christmas and stuff like that, which is just a big farm walk with a sausage and a roll.
Yeah,
you know,
perfect.
Yeah,
hear about it firsthand. Perfect. Look, thanks, David. Let's move on to the next one.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Ideal.
Bye.